Today, IQ, EQ, and SQ, that is intelligent quotient, emotional quotient, and spiritual quotient, which is a complete approach to learning. We have been gifted by one of the most beautiful gifts that heaven can ever shower upon anybody, and that is this human body. You all study science, and we know that this human body is such a precious gift to us by God. If you live for 70 years upon this earth, your heart pumps more than 500 million liters of blood. Your kidney contains more than 1 lakh filters. If you put in one line all the blood-carrying vessels of your body, an average height of 5 feet 3 inches and 65 to 70 kg weight, all the blood-carrying vessels in one line, your arteries and veins, the total length of the line would be more than 60,000 miles. So this is a wonderful gift that God has gifted to us. We need to make the optimum use of it. You as students, when you are going through a learning process in life, you need to develop your intelligence, that is IQ. You need to develop your emotions, that is emotional quotient. You need to develop your spirituality as well, that is the spiritual quotient. It will be the combination of IQ, EQ, and SQ that will make you not just a completely successful person upon this earth, but an absolutely satisfied and contented as well. So this learning process which you are passing through now, you need to learn what the brain needs, what the heart needs. That is IQ plus EQ plus SQ. Because it will be the combination of not just an able professional, an ace professional, but a great human being as well to be a complete existence upon this earth. Do you agree with me or not? You raise your hands if you say yes. All of you. You need to have a perfect combination of being an ace professional and a great human being. For that, you need to develop all these three. I will exemplify what is IQ. I will define what is IQ and respectively all three. You might perhaps have heard the name of Dr. Ben Carson, who is the head of the neuropediatric department at the Johns Hopkins University in the United States. He stood against Trump this time for presidential election as well. He performed a surgery in Singapore many years back. The story is popularly known as the Siamese twins story. Twins were born with their head stuck to each other. And if at all the operation performed to separate the two, one would die or both would die. Dr. Ben Carson and his team, they conducted this surgery, 22 hours non-stop surgery, and he separated the Siamese twins. Both lived, both are happy teenagers today. From that day, the world came to know that this man possesses extraordinary knowledge transformed into extraordinary skill that he could practically apply in his own field of surgery when it comes to neuropediatrics. That is unbelievable level of intelligence. So in whichever field you are, whichever courses that you pick up in future, go deep into that to the extent that when it comes to that, you should become the top priority choice of people. You have to develop, going in depth, one good intelligence, one good skill that could make you stand out from the rest of the crowd. I'll give you one more example of what intelligent quotient or intelligence is. Well, when you are children sitting here, I'll talk something about sports as well. You might not have seen, even I have not seen, but I read in the newspapers and the magazine, the 2002 World Cup soccer final. It was between Brazil and Germany. The story of the football goes in that particular World Cup was the goalkeeper of the German side, Oliver Kahn, had not conceded a single goal during the entire tournament till the end of the semi-finals. He was like a German wall as it existed between the East and West Germany. And in the finals against them was Brazil. They had the dreaded 3 R's. Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, and Ronaldo. They were powerful attackers, not just attackers, predators. Once they get the ball in their foot, they could create magic. So it was a clash of the titans. Now see the intelligence level in their respective fields. To what level you can develop your IQ in the process of learning. Till the first half, the attempts of all these 3 were negated by Oliver Kahn. Now a moment arose. Oliver Kahn was guarding his goal, and from the extreme left, Ronaldinho got the ball, and he was running at top speed towards the goal. But there was the German defense there. So he passed the ball because he got the knowledge, the instinct that I would not be able to penetrate this wall. So he passed the ball at the center to Rivaldo. Utmost and highest level of IQ, what it can create. The German wall went towards the center, a wall of 4 players, 4 defenders. Rivaldo performed a dummy kick. What he did was he raised his leg as if he was kicking the ball. But he put his leg over the ball, turned his body around. So the entire German defense that turned around, because it's difficult to face a ball at this speed, right head on, face first. So they turned around, and Rivaldo did not touch the ball. It was a dummy kick. The ball straight away passed to Ronaldo. So the German defense did not have the time to go there, and Ronaldo shot from 60 meters to one of the greatest goals in football history. Everything that I explained, the whole story, happened in few seconds. The momentous decision of Ronaldinho from the left, the spark of intelligence of Rivaldo in the center, and the glorious perfection of Ronaldo from the extreme right created the first goal. They eventually won the match and the tournament by 2-0. But people who are known to football, they say and they describe that it was perhaps the best combination well played in the history of football. So this is intelligence at the highest level, your IQ at the highest level. The intelligent quotient is you think rationally, you speak effectively, and you deal very purposefully with the circumstances and situations. So develop your IQ. Today you are students. You have your subjects to study. Go deep into it to the extent that you perform well. Make a habit of performing the best wherever you are. And if you form that habit from this early childhood, you'll always stand a chance to perform well in whichever field you are, wherever you are, whatever you are in future. This is intelligent quotient. I exemplified it, I defined it. Now coming to emotional quotient. What is emotional quotient? Until the 1980s and 1990s, everybody in the management field, everybody in the technical field, they felt that only a good amount of knowledge Only a higher intelligence can perform well. But after the 90s, the scenario changed. They could experience practically in the industry, practically in all fields, that beyond intelligence, if somebody in the person of authority can understand his and people's emotions well, can take care of his and people's emotions well, can make the optimum and ideal use of his and people's emotions well, can perhaps be a better leader than just a person with technical and management know-how. So the rise of the emotional quotient in the decade of the 90s